Hey y'all, welcome back to the Lily Her Podcast. I'm your host, Ayana Mariah, and you are now listening to a Big Yon production boo. And we ain't playing no games today. And as y'all see, obviously, I do have my lovely best friend here with me today, Monty Brazy, aka what you want to call her? Like she do
Big
it all.
mine.
Big mine. She do it all, y'all.
I guess we're gonna talk about friendships today.
We're gonna tell y'all a little bit about how we became friends.
Yeah.
But not even how we became friends, but more so the like.
Yo, it go back.
It go back. More so like the involvement of like how we became friends, but not only that, y'all. I can't say like sure, I know I'm about to go into detail, but I'm not trying to go into detail. But this is my girl right here, y'all.
Yeah.
When I tell you guys, like, I wouldn't be like this self-aware and be like so at the point that I'm at without her. So we thank Monty. Monty is going to be the first guest. This is my best friend, also my cousin.
Yeah, if y'all didn't know, we is cousins.
Our moms are sisters. So yeah, Monty has been like a good one of my friends. Our relationship, our friendship has went up and down, all different type of like ways that you might explain it. But I can say that our friendship made like a big shift. It made like a very big shift, and not only was we cousins, I feel like we started becoming like best friends, more to say. But like this was like the only friendship that I have had that like
I guess lasted.
Yeah.
Throughout these years. Lasted throughout these years. Like ever since like we've been knowing each other since we was babies, y'all. Like fresh out the womb. We got baby pictures together. This is the only girl who I've been friends with since I was a baby. Literally nobody else.
Literally, like I remember us like playing under the table at your birthday. You know what I'm talking about? Or is it a picture that I might be thinking
I remember
about
like my mom used to put barrettes in her head. Like we used to share barrettes, like baths together, everything.
Literally. Yeah, it's my twin, it's my girl. So obviously, I'm so happy y'all get to meet her. And anything, please follow my girl on Instagram. She's bad. Like I said, we only got bad bitches all on this channel. So I really hope y'all go follow. I hope y'all will go follow my girl. We're gonna definitely put her name underneath. Bonnie, yeah. So like I know that we have been friends for so long. Is it a point in our friendship where you feel like everything more so just like shifted? Like where do you feel like that shift came from? How did it feel to you?
I feel like that shift definitely came in like high school. Like I would say when me and you both was in like a relationship, and like this is like high school relationship, and like y'all have to understand like before we went in high school, like 8th grade and like in the beginning of 9th grade year, me and Yana was not talking at all. Yeah. So like I remember we had her mama was having a family event, and I went over there and like we just sat down, we just started talking about like our boyfriends at the time. And yo, like everything was just like that she was feeling, I was feeling the same thing. And it was just like, okay, so we need to start, talking and like fun stuff out, because I didn't have nobody to talk to, and like obviously she didn't either. So like we just like clicked right back, honestly. Would you say the same?
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think that's where I felt the shift as well. And I just remember us being in my room, and like that was the first time we seen each other in like a long time, and we just were telling each other like everything about what's going on. I definitely agree that's when the shift happened. But I think the real shift also happened like when we went home and like started like really like decompressing exactly how we felt, because I wasn't always this self-aware. Like, I wasn't always able to, like, pinpoint my feelings. I didn't even know that it was okay if I felt the way I felt. I couldn't even pinpoint somebody else was wrong. Like, it was bad money. So.
Yeah, it was. I feel like definitely, like, me and her both, like, having conversations. And I'm not trying to say, like, I always was, like, this self-aware and stuff like that. But, like, definitely, like, seeing her going through stuff, it definitely made me feel like, no, like, that's not okay. So I had to step in and like, be the cousin that I am. And we talked about everything. And we got it fixed. And we solved the problem. And now we're here today. Literally. On her podcast.
Literally. Like, she literally made me literally her, y'all. Like, what are we talking about? Like, she is the blueprint. But, like, when you was going through all that, like, was that like a shift in like your relationship? You felt like as well, like you know, in the relationship that you, cause you was going through a relationship as well.
Yeah, it definitely like I would say like with that relationship plus like adding hers back in my life, it definitely like added more value. Like I felt like I had somebody else other than the person that I was with, because like I literally didn't have friends at the time. So it was like it actually felt good, and like me actually become back friends with her actually caused problems in my relationship.
I'm so weak. But talk about that. Like, I mean, how do you feel like it started like causing like problems in your relationship?
I just feel like at that time,
that.
me and that person, we literally, me and him both didn't have no friends. So it's like us going from having no friends to me starting back hanging out with like my friends, stuff like that. It was very difficult for him. Like we would be arguing and stuff. Remember that time I got into it at your mama's house? In the bathroom.
So yeah, that was in the bathroom,
crazy. And they had to keep knocking on the door and like, Monty, like keep it down. And I'm over here like, I'm sorry, but this man is pissing me off right now. And
keep it down. Like, is you okay? Like, girl.
I was not okay. I was not okay. But then that's when I had to realize like, I can't be with nobody who feel like they can control everything I do, or like they need to know like every single move that I was doing. Like, no, that was not okay. So I feel like it definitely like getting back friends with her definitely like showed me like, you know what I'm saying, there's other stuff out there to do. Like I have my friends, I have other people I can lean on. I don't need a man.
Yeah.
So
thank you. I know that's right. That is very tea though, because I do feel like you cannot be having no man controlling, you know, your life. And I feel like sometimes, especially if you are in a relationship for a long time, you'll be blind to it. Like, you don't even know that like it's happening, or that you feel that way until you really see somebody else in the same situation that's different also.
Because I used to see my homegirls go out and they had a man, and they man is right there, or like they man did not care. And like my man was like, no, why was you at the gas station? You didn't let me know. Why was you at 7-Eleven? You didn't let me know. Like, that was irritating.
I don't blame you. What do you feel like changed about how we showed up for each other? Because yes, we did like get a lot closer, but like, what do you feel like changed for that? Because I know some people, like, it's hard to go through that shit, especially when it's not like bonding over like something that has like happened. Even though I feel like, you know, that definitely does like bring people closer. But like, how do you feel like we started showing up for each other different after that situation that like led to us becoming where we are now?
Yeah, I feel like us like talking, not even gonna say every day, but like talking like periodically, and like making sure like we do our weekly check-ins, and like even though like I might live over here, she live over there, like we will still make sure we see each other.
Y'all, we do not live in 2 different states. We just live in 2 different cities.
Yeah. we live a good 30-40 minutes apart. But like still like we would still show up for each other. Like birthday parties were there, events were there, regardless. Like even if we couldn't be there, like we're on the phone, like making sure that I'm making sure you're okay, you making sure that I'm okay. We would like remember like the small things, like okay, like you tell me, okay, well, I got an interview coming up, or this and that. Okay, so how did that go? Or like, you know what I'm saying, how was school today? How was work? What did you learn? This and this and that. Like that, like somebody actually asking me, like I could tell her the most smallest thing, and like the fact that she would remember it and be like, so like how did that go? And I'd be like, nobody else has asked me how that went. So definitely that part. Like I used to, that's my girl. So.
Oh no, I love you.
Don't you dare start crying.
You know I get it. But no, I definitely agree. I feel like it definitely did like cause a shift in our relationship, and I think us like communicating and like I think communicating a lot more, and also like setting out days where it was going to be about me and you. Like, she'll send me TikToks and be like, you know, what we're also going to do is, like, you know, go out to eat once a month, take pictures, get going up, doing those type of things. Actually, like, the same way we be having those, like, interactions and did things with, like, our man. We just started doing things with each other and, you know, asking each other them questions. And I definitely think it, like, grew our relationship over the years as well.
I can agree.
Do you feel like, in our friendship, like, it has taught you anything about yourself? Because I know you've also gone to school for psychology.
Yeah. I feel like, for sure, I feel like our friendship has taught me, like, discipline. And like I feel like I said, like I'm not a perfect person. Like I know like Ayana be kicking it like, oh, like I have taught her so much, but it's like little she know like she has taught me so much also. Like I feel like I definitely, you know, I'm a good communicator, but my communication sometimes can be a little brutal.
Really honest.
And it's crazy because we just talked about this today. My communication can be a little bit like, especially like with her, like I can be a little bit too straightforward. And like, you know, I'm not really tight up, but it's about how I say it. It's not about what you say, it's about how you say it. And sometimes I don't be caring about how I be saying stuff sometimes. And like it really took her, I think it's like a couple of months ago, like last year or something like that, when she actually like sat down and had a conversation. She was like, Mondi, like you're very like honest. Sometimes I don't even want to tell you stuff because it's just like I don't want to hear your reaction. But she gonna tell me regardless. Like it gets to the point where her she's like, I'm trying to hold it in. I didn't want to tell you, but I got to tell you. And I'd be like, I already be knowing what she about to tell me. But I definitely had to like start like, you know, actually like caring about how a person could feel. But what I'm about to say, I can tell you like how I feel, just about how I say it could be better. And like definitely just being like more nicer and like open. And like I feel like seeing her go through like, and just like seeing you go through like rough patches, stuff like that, definitely like made me want to start like learning like different behaviors and stuff like that. So like, you know, when you go through stuff, I can kind of like be there and give you advice. Like I feel like you definitely have opened my mind to certain stuff, and like not even just with you, like you and your situations have opened my mind and made me realize like everybody's not the same. Yeah. So it's like I definitely feel like she has taught me a lot too. Honestly.
Well, honestly, I think like I appreciate you. That was very sweet first. I want to say thank you, right? That was really nice.
Because I'm not really that like, you know.
What, nice?
I am nice. I'm nice. I'm not the type of person who be like, how do you explain it?
I don't know. She don't be like, I don't want to say like she's not affectionate, but like I just try to give her a hug before this y'all. She's like
I'm an affectionate person just with my man. See, when I get one, you know.
Yeah, period. Okay, so you have taught me a lot about myself also. And even like what we were saying, you know, like about the situation we were just, you know, going through also. I think it makes me like, especially when I'm going through things on my own and other parts of my life, and then I realize that like maybe I might show up, you know, lacking some places, or I might not like, I don't know how to explain it. I might not just show, I don't know. I feel how to explain it, but I feel like, for example, when we was on the phone talking and you was like, what did you say?
Like tomorrow today?
Yeah, this was today. And you was like, Yana, you cannot wait to like say anything. And you're right, like at the end of the day, at a certain point, I do know how I feel. Yeah. But my thing is, I will try to like wait until like I feel like it's the right moment. It's also like it's never going to be right moment. Like, exactly. You know, at the end of the day, if we're in a friendship, we're going to have to communicate the same way you do in a relationship. Exactly. You show up for each other. Exactly. And I feel like with Mani, that is one person that like has always just been equal. It's always been like it always felt reciprocated. And I'm so happy that like we are able to communicate and you're able to like tell me that, because I feel like I also like realized recently that I needed to like communicate better. Like I probably need to show up, you know, better. I don't need to. I be knowing I be feeling like somebody know that I'm mad. So I feel like, you know, I got an issue. So the fact that you don't want to say anything and you don't, and you find
that's
like,
her problem.
Like, you like, I'm just going.
You know I got an issue, so you need to ask me what the issue is. No,
yeah, like
you need to tell people.
You know I'm upset. You know you made me upset. Why do you want to? I was going through this, you know, what's his name as well. Exactly. And I just like, you know you made me mad.
It's like, she just be like, and I understand, because, like, I feel like, you know, she's the type of person where she feel like sometimes her feelings might not be received to the other person. Yeah. So it's like, but it's like, you can clearly, Ayana is like the most, like, when she's upset, you can tell, bro. You can tell, like, she be trying to hide it, but it's like, you can tell by just, like, her energy be off. Like, even when I be trying to have a conversation with her, she be like, okay. I'm like, all right. Like, what? Like, okay, no. So what did I do now? But it's like at the end of the day, like, I want her to be able to come to me and be like, okay, Monty, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this happened, and like, I felt some way. At the end of the day, I'm not a perfect person. I'm still learning myself. It's going to be times where, like, I may do something or say something, not even do something. I may say something that was a little too harsh that she just didn't like. And then same thing for her. Like, you never know. At the end of the day, I just don't want it to get to the point where, like, stuff is, like, building up and then somebody finally, like, I don't know. Because I wouldn't be able to receive it right. And I told her that earlier. Like, I couldn't receive all that bundled up in one.
Yeah, and I feel like that's like, and I feel like after you said that, it definitely did open my perspective about that. Because you're right. Like, you cannot, like, as much as you feel like, however you feel about somebody, it's not okay to hold that pain and then just, like, push it on somebody else because now you're ready to say something. You know, that's not as, like, you definitely should get yourself together, but you also know when you're ready. You know when you have those words. You know when you feel that type of way. And I feel like
definitely
you can't dump that. Sound like you were saying about Real Housewives.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was watching Real Housewives of Atlanta, and it's basically like two girls in a friendship where, like, people was Portia and I think her name was Shamia, and they basically was going through the same thing where, like, they was letting outsiders get into their friendship, and then Shamia decided they want to have a sit down, and she was like, okay, I'm gonna tell you everything that you did in our friendship that I didn't like. You can't do that, because it's just like, at the end of the day, if you didn't say nothing at that moment, how do you expect somebody to receive every single day everything they did within the years? Like, what can they do? You should have said something when it happened, because she was like, oh, like, I'm the type of person where, like, I'm not gonna take it, like, it's not that deep to me, but it's like, it is that deep to you, because just like at the end of the day, now you want to say something that happened 3 years ago. That's not right, because what can she do now? If you just said something when it happened, maybe she could have, did something exactly or fixed the problem. Like, that's just not, in my opinion, that's just not fair.
Yeah. And then you also hold that resentment.
Exactly.
But that's something, I can't say, like, it is something that I'm still learning. I can't say that because, like, it isn't always, like...
It's not easy.
It's not easy. It's really not easy because, like, mine, as much as we're talking about this right now, like, I'm not Portia. I'm the other friend. Like, I'm the other girl.
And I'm over here, like, I'm Portia. Like, girl.
Yeah, like, I can't... And I don't be trying to. I think from my aspect, it just be more so, like... I think I do be more so worried about people, like...
reactions. And that's
reactions
fine.
not being
and that's understandable.
You don't understand what I'm saying. Or just, your mind also goes to, like, the worst case scenario. So for me, I just be feeling like, I don't want to, like...
You don't want to mess nothing up.
Yeah,
and that makes sense.
Not even, like, mess anything up. I just, like, I don't be wanting to mess nothing up.
Exactly. and trust me, like, y'all, like, if y'all going through the same thing, like, trust me, like, however you feeling, it's understandable. Like, how you feeling, it's not wrong. It's a human nature for us to be like, okay, I care about this person's feelings more than say something. I have been in the same situation where it's like, I didn't want to say nothing to nobody because I didn't want to hurt their feelings. Yeah. But it's like, okay, if I can get over it personally, then if you can get over it personally, then you feel like, okay, it's not that deep, it just kind of like, rock my, like, shook my feathers a little bit, then that's fine. But, like, if it's something that, like, I'm going to start acting a little bit different towards this person, you should definitely say something. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, like, that's not fair to the other person. The other person don't know, in my opinion. Like, imagine, like, us being best friends, and then it's like, you do something wrong, I just start, like, being distant towards you. You don't even know why. Yeah. That wouldn't be right for you.
Yeah, you're right. And I think also, like, it's being very self-conscious of other people's emotions as well. And, like, because everybody is different, like you said. And you can't think, like, oh, just because I would have handled this situation like that, or I would have known that I would not even said that. I would think that, they would know not to say that. That's not the truth. Like, everybody is different. Everybody, like, thinks a different way. And even with you, like, feeling some type of way, somebody could, take that and, like you said, they can take it differently and not even mean it like that and not even know that you feel like that. And you just hold that issue in. So I do feel like it is, like... communication is
really key. Like, when people be saying that, and I know people might be thinking, like, oh, like, that's bullcrap. When I tell y'all, like, communication can get y'all so far. I'm such big on communicate. I don't care. We can have 10 conversations for you to understand me, because and I'm gonna want to understand you too. But at the end of the day, like if I'm turning a page in a book, I don't want to turn a page and like it's still a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
I can't, like I physically cannot.
Like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's just like, that's just me.
When did you feel like, because like with all of this being said, like as y'all know, like y'all see from where it was and where it came from.
Yeah.
Like with that being said, when did you first notice like that like I had changed?
We was young, we was young at the time, and it's like Ayana, it's like you're the only child.
Yeah.
So it's like it makes sense on like why it's like, you know what I'm saying, she acts the way she acts. I have 4 siblings, so it's like it makes sense why I act the way I act.
I definitely do agree with you, because I do feel like I think that's something that I'm still like, you know, it's something that I'm still learning. It's not something that I'm still I'm always still learning. You know, you're never gonna stop learning. But you're right. You are right. And I don't remember what I was about to say. I forgot.
This how it be every time we on the phone. Like I could be telling her something, and she like,
It's be that smoke a break.
Right? Y'all, she the only one who do that. I don't do that.
I just garden. Ain't nothing wrong with a little gardening, baby. Plant your flowers.
What I do?
Plant your flowers, plant your seeds, but you see where they bloom at.
What would they call what I do? Am I the hose? But I be drinking.
I don't know. I want to call you no alcoholic because you ain't no alcoholic.
I'm not an alcoholic, yeah. I am an occasional drinker.
Yeah, that's cute. That's cute.
Exactly. You'll never see me toe up on the floor.
That is true. I mean, I feel like
Okay. You might see me on the floor, but I might not be toe up.
No, she's definitely tore up. But the only thing is, when she's saying tore up, she's not talking about like.
I'm not talking about
she's
like.
She's not talking about throw up. She's talking about like she's on the dance floor.
Yeah.
Like, you
but you gotta remember. Y'all understand that I'm gonna be on the dance floor regardless. If there's a drink, if there's freaking alcohol come out these pores, or it's just regular stuff come out these pores, I'm on the dance floor regardless.
Yeah, she be dancing. That's one thing about her.
I get up and shake something right now with no music, but I'm not gonna do that.
I did have to always call you for everything, and I was saying that I was happy that I'm not in a space where I have to like do that anymore. Now I feel like we more so be going through things
together.
Like like now we're on like the same type of like alignment more so.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Yeah,
I mean it was like, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. Like I didn't mind the call. I didn't have nothing else to do in the first place.
I mean, yeah, but it's
like,
also,
but like it was definitely like I feel like, you know, it was pros and cons to it. At the end of the day, like we're all here to learn, and I'm glad like she learned from it, because at the end of the day, people will constantly still be doing that same thing. And where I'm at in life right now, I probably couldn't handle it.
Yeah, you're right. You stuff gets a lot. You can't be weighing nobody else problem like that. But when I go to ChatGPT,
I'm trying to carry on my own problems and then shit like that. Like
it's a lot. Yeah,
life be lifing.
Especially now that we like
we grown.
Like I feel like
we got stuff going on.
A little bit more.
Like what? Working 2 jobs. My girl got her podcast and her job. Like we tired.
Like that's like a full-time job and
literally
a life.
And it's not exactly trying to have a full-time job and then trying to have social life at the same time.
Yeah,
I'm drained.
Now, was it hard to like love me while I was like still learning how to like love myself in that period of time? Because I know for me, I have a hard time. Like
that's a good question.
Sometimes I do have a hard time. You know.
That's a really good question. I mean, at the end of the day, it was not hard to love you, because it's just like don't start. It was not hard. I love Ayana. I've been loving Ayana since I came out that moon. My mom popped me out. At the end of the day, what I can say, it was just hard seeing you in that predicament of like not knowing what your worth was, and like not knowing like what you deserve. It was very hard, because at the end of the day, like me being your cousin, it's hard for me to see any of my friends going through BS. Exactly, not even a friend, even a stranger. Exactly, people I don't even be knowing. It be sad to see people go through what they be going through, but I realized like people gotta learn on their own, and it's like every lesson that you go through, like you should take that with you, and they like, whether it was a breakup, a heartbreak, whatever it is, like it's put there for a reason. Like, God has a plan for you regardless. And I just feel like God had a plan for her. Like, yeah, you know, it was hard seeing her like that, but like, look where she's at now. Like, this girl's in love with herself, or still learning how to, you know, but she's definitely like, I have seen the change in her. At the end of the day, I just like, you know, all I could do was take a step back, and all I push for her to do is just fully hear herself and put it in God's hands, honestly. That's why my girl be posting her little church videos on Sundays and her little church podcast. We gonna talk about what she used to believe in when she was younger, but
what, the Illuminati?
No.
Oh, I'm gonna
yeah.
I'm scared.
I'm not gonna say.
Don't tell me. Oh yeah, I did. I had a whole.
Don't say that.
No, I think that honestly, I'm not gonna say I didn't believe in God.
She didn't see the at the time. It was like we was young. She didn't see the
exactly. I feel like from somebody that's like, you know, like your family try to like anybody try to push you on you will not understand it. I feel like it took for me to have to go through my own route for me, for me to understand. Because I definitely do agree. Like I was like I didn't understand. I didn't get it. Like.
I definitely feel like at that age,
my God now, baby. He
shows up in so many different ways. I feel like will really like push me, like even when I was younger, and like I wouldn't even say I was pushed into it, but I did used to go to like a school like in my church or whatever. But I love to see like the celebration, like when I used to go to church and stuff like that. When I was younger, of course, at that time I didn't understand because like I barely could speak English at that time. Well, not English. I barely could speak at all at that time. And that's it. But like to see like somebody like praise somebody like that, and like I used to just wonder like, okay, like what's going on, like. And like to hear people like, oh yeah, like this happened, my blessings came, you know what I'm saying? Like to see people actually come make you from nothing to something, it's just like it gotta be somebody from above that's like, you know what I'm saying, that's there to support and stuff like that. So like,
you're right.
Yeah.
The miracles definitely.
The miracles be miracling, regardless. And like I'm gonna say this, regardless, like if you feel like you don't see like you don't see the light right now. What you should see is the fact that you're still living. First of all, you didn't see another day, and like you get to close your eyes, and like wherever you lay your head at, you're laying your head down somewhere. You eating, you doing something with your life. That's already a blessing for itself. Cause a lot of people don't have that, and I had to realize that myself because like I feel like it's a lot of stuff that I want to do in my life that I feel like I still haven't done it yet. But I have to realize like what I already have done, and like that's a blessing. Big blessing. God has provided me with a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and that's I watched Draw.
Yeah.
And when you said that, it really just like resonated because I watched that, y'all. If you haven't watched it, definitely
please go watch it.
I cried. I was crying 7 minutes, 15 minutes, and I was just crying the whole time. But I feel like you're right. You just never know what somebody is like going through.
Literally, you would never guess. But still don't take your blessings for granted either. Yeah. Because, like, don't be trying to, one thing I can say, don't try to wish you in somebody else's shoes. Because I tell y'all, they probably going through way worse than what you going through. Yeah. But you never know. Because it's like, at the end of the day, just take what you got and keep going with it. Because regardless, you know, you're going to make it. Mm-hmm. Like, you're going to make it.
Yeah. And I feel like you can't have, like, a mindset that you won't. If you do,
exactly, you're not going to make it. Exactly. Life. You got to keep looking forward. Because if you keep looking backward, that's where you're going to go. Yeah. Backwards.
Yeah. Like, literally, how do you expect to go forward if your head
exactly.
You can't.
Be honest with yourself. Like, and it's hard. Like, it's not easy to say it out loud and to do it. Like, you literally have to physically, like, I was watching a podcast yesterday and they taught me about discipline and like just like you know what I'm saying, like I forgot the quote that he said, but it's basically like, you know, just you can't be worried about the bad things, honestly, because like you blessed, you have too many good things going on in your life. Like you eating, you going to sleep at night, like you good. Okay, you making money, you're good. Yeah. You're providing, you're good. So
yeah, because there's some people, they're on disability and they can't work, and that disability check is not enough. And y'all don't even want me to get on the topic of like how I feel.
Please don't get her on the topic.
People please. About disability and Social Security.
Yeah, because we probably not gonna have one.
Yeah. Yeah, and I honestly, I was thinking about starting an insurance firm, like something. I don't know how I ain't get that far. Yeah, like, I'm not gonna start it, but definitely get somebody that can do that, because we do need.
For sure, I definitely want to start in like investing. I forgot what the stuff is called. Where
stocks.
like no, not stocks. It's like where like when you keep putting in money after like a certain amount of years, like you get it back. I forgot. I think it's IR. No, not RS. I was about to say something so crazy. I forgot what it's called, y'all. Please don't. I learned this in high school, but I just know like something with your bank, and like you just put money towards it like every month, and then like in like 10 years, 10, 20 years, you get all the money, and I think it's like plus interest. Like it adds interest.
Oh, no, that's right.
Yeah. So
it sounds familiar.
Invest in yourself, please.
Exactly. Yeah, and I feel like also like go after everything that you want. Like,
exactly. Don't be scared. But I know it's so harder to do than to say. But please don't be scared, because like ain't nobody gonna judge you.
They might.
People just gonna judge you. I'll let me stop that. People's gonna judge.
They're gonna stay.
But it's like,
yeah,
because maybe
do your big one though. Fuck that shit. Because you're not doing this for nobody.
Exactly. But yourself.
But you.
It was like, because trust me, people gonna judge you. Because
yeah. But at the end of the day, like it's also about this is all. It's all about. Somebody had called me yesterday. It was like, Yana, I was listening to your podcast, like in the car, like, and he like had someone in there with him, and it was like, this is like, what am I listening to? And it was like, it's literally her podcast, and he was like, this is like really, really good. Mind you, this is an older man. Like he didn't even want to get out the car because. And because he liked it, and I felt like you really never know, who
gonna like it. Yeah, because I watched the podcast yesterday, and like it was two dudes.
Yeah,
and I didn't think like not anything like that, but like I didn't know what they was gonna talk about.
Yeah,
and like they talked about a lot of like different ranges and stuff, and it was actually really good, honestly.
I know that's right.
Like, I'll continue watching.
I have a question for you.
What's up?
So I know you said that how you were dealing with everything while you were still, dealing with, my pumps and everything.
Yeah.
Through that, obviously, you was still holding space for yourself. Because,
I had
life
no choice.
Goes on. Yeah. How did you do that?
To be honest with you, I was not in the self-improving.
Girl, but people passed away. People, like, you still had your own feelings.
Oh, yeah, like that. Like, it was, I definitely did have a lot going on, but, like, still, I didn't mean to say poopy down. And, like, this made me think, but I feel like even during that time, I never fully healed from that. Like, I kind of, like, just, like, rolled on with life. And, like, not trying to say, like, oh, like, it was a hard time, honestly. People was dying, and, like, I had, like, relationship stuff going on. My problems going on. I felt like I physically never dealt with it. I ran from the issues, honestly. But now, baby, it's really all about money. I still be like, talking to my girl regardless, but we both are like in the headspace. So like we do weekly check-ins, we call each other, keep each other updated. So it's not like, oh, like, why y'all got going on? What's the update? This and that. Like that's how it was back in the day. I'm over here we literally was talking every single day about what was going on. And like she was a part of my routine, and I had to learn, like, I had to have my own routine myself and build myself up, because if I didn't, then like, what if you busy?
Forever, yeah.
Exactly. What if you got something going on? That's how it literally, like, that's how it was. Like, that just brought me back to like when we stopped being friends in like middle school, and I had nobody to talk to, like, to go from having like people to talk to all the time to like having nobody. But like, I'm not gonna lie, that taught me a lot. Like, when I tell you, cut people off and you really have no choice but to be by yourself, literally, you will make hobbies. My hobbies was, like, watching movies, like, listening to music, like, I used to do a lot of, like, just self.
More things for yourself.
Exactly. Sure. So, definitely now, like, still doing that, still talking to my girl, still trying to deal with life, still learning at the same time. So, how do you feel? Like, how do you feel about same question back to you type of thing?
Well, like, still dealing with, like...
Yeah, still, it's like still trying to deal. But I feel like, I'm not gonna lie, I never, like, issues I had going on in my relationship, I don't think have I ever put that on you? I don't really think so.
I feel like me, you always, like... I'm older than Monty. But
by 6 months, y'all.
I'm older than Monty. What did I just say?
Her birthday is December. My birthday is May.
That's my little baby. But Monty also like always gives me like big sister vibes. Mm-hmm. She always gives me big sister vibes. It always gives I'm the youngest sister. So I think like honestly, and I think, but that doesn't mean that like your older sister can't put like your stresses.
But yeah, definitely.
On you. Yeah,
I definitely see where you're going for it. I literally see where you're going at. Basically, what you're trying to say is not trying to put like this, but like we was just it was a lot of the conversations was about Ayana and her relationship. Like we were talking about mine exactly.
Like so like I feel like molding me into a better version.
I can say that. Like he definitely was like I was talking about my relationships, but like it was okay. Like I need to help Ayana with hers. I need to. You gotta stand up. Yeah, definitely. I would deal with mine, but I'm not gonna lie. Like I didn't deal with mine properly at the time, and then I was young, still trying to learn. I'm probably still not dealing with my.
That was because you was like dealing with like
maybe
stuff that like it.
Maybe like, I'm not gonna lie, like stuff that used to happen in your relationships, I definitely was taking it to mine sometimes. Like just a little like okay, so her nigga doing this. What are you doing? Or like if I would see like similar.
Y'all gonna ask for all these things done for her.
If I was to like see something happen in her relationship, like a communication issue or like just something that's like a red flag, and I would like see it in my relationship, that was definitely getting turned to an argument back in the day. I'm not gonna lie.
But I mean, I really don't even think that's a bad thing. Cause I think that's just you. Sometimes, like saying like we said, sometimes things show up differently, and it like shows exactly for somebody else, and like helps you recognize your situation. I feel like that's like a very strong awareness that some people do
definitely.
Not have.
I can definitely say it was a good thing. It was a pro and a con, because the con was the fact that this person, it was oblivious to this person. Like, this person didn't know what the heck was going on. Like, and I really felt bad for that person. But at the end of the day, it happened for a reason. So yeah, that's how I really feel. Definitely. You know, I end up where I am now because, you know, I'm supposed to be where I am.
Exactly. And that's amen.
Clock that.
How does it look to love someone that is still learning how to love themselves?
Oh, you asked me that.
No, I didn't.
Yes, she did.
Did I really?
Yes.
It's kind of, yes. I did kind of ask you that. But I feel like more so I'm asking you that for like my sake, and I'm gonna ask you that because like this is the FaceTime call. Cause little girl, I do have something I'm not gonna say I have something going on, but I do think like from right now, you know, in my life, I am trying to like maneuver with friendships a little bit better. Yeah. And I think it's hard for me to do that, like as easy as it was for you to do it with me. Yeah. And I feel like I don't know if it's also because of like the extent at things, you know, that things.
Yeah, we've been knowing each other for a long time.
Know, but
yeah, like, I could definitely understand.
Like, I be wanting to help out, but for some reason, like
help out with who, me?
No, just like other people. Like I'm saying, like I have a problem. For me, I have a problem still trying to like figure out how to love people in the midst of
trying to love yourself.
Not trying to love myself, but while they're still trying to love themselves. Like I have to love you in the space that you're in right now, because I can't change the situation. I still want you to go through it yourself. Everything that we said is correct, but like when you do have that feeling on your heart where you feel like you know something isn't right, or you don't feel completely right about a situation, how do you still love them in that situation while you know all that, but you're still you want better for them? Like what do you do? I
would say, like, honestly, like if you yes if you feel like separation is the thing, then separate yourself. But at the end of the day, like, if you're not in the space to do that, then you cannot create the space to do that. If you physically or mentally, emotionally are not in the space, don't try to force the space, because all it's going to do is collide, in my opinion. Separate yourself. Let that person love themselves, because nothing like trying to love yourself and love somebody else. That, and then trying to learn how to love yourself and then also learn somebody else. Talk about a difficult challenge. Yeah. That's really difficult. Relationships and friendships. Yeah, first is a little bit, yeah, for sure. I don't like if you see your friend over here just kind of like not doing the right thing, and then also like they taking that not right thing and like kind of putting it towards you not doing right by you either. I already told y'all, I'm a one strike in the friendship type of person. You mess me over in the friendship, I'm sorry, I got to. Just because I feel like I'll hold my friendships to like a different type of I hold my
sister.
Exactly, because I'm the type of person where it's like I hold myself to. So I would never fuck this girl over. Sorry to cuss, but I would never do nothing like that to mess up our friendship. And I respect and I hope that she would never do something to hurt me. But if she do, she's cut. Because as my friend, like as my friend, like I feel like it's different in a relationship. If a man do something, I would never, I can't forgive him that much either. But like at the end of the day, it's different because we built a sisterhood bond, and I feel like that's how it is in like friendships anyway. Like we built a bond, so it's like in a relationship, like y'all gotta set morals. Oh, you know, when you go out here, don't do this. You go out here, don't do this. It's like as a friend. Why would you put your other friend in a situation where you had to hurt me like that?
But I feel like, you know...
Like, speaking on my personally, you know what I've been through, my friendship.
Yeah.
No. If you ever have done something to put my peace, my trust at jeopardy, you cannot... There's no way that you can build that back up with me because I'm going to forever question you.
Yeah.
Because I protect my peace no matter what. I don't even tell people where I live at.
No, literally.
I don't even tell people where I live at.
You're not getting the address, babe.
If you get this, exactly. If you get this address, it's you special. Nobody knows I live at, and that's for a reason. If I'm riding with somebody, if we got to pick up somebody else, you're picking me up first. I'm sorry, like, or I'll meet you there because it's just like at the end of the day, like I protect my peace. People are crazy out here.
Yeah,
you can't never be too sure or too careful with people. At the end of the day, exactly. With me personally, like I said, if you mess up my trust, like I feel the same about a relationship. If you cheat on me, and I feel like if you can't truly forgive them, like I said, like I feel like if somebody cheat on you, you can't truly forgive them, y'all don't need to get back together because you're gonna be constantly questioning him on who this, and that's not fair to him. That's not fair to you. The same thing with my friendship. Why am I questioning you and you just my homegirl, or you you not my man?
But I feel like with friendships, like I don't know. I don't have no siblings though, so I feel like my homegirls, my friends, they are the closest things to me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I feel
got enough siblings.
It's not. I don't be wanting to.
And when I tell you that, makes so much sense. Like I understand, and I understand why she like that. Me personally, I have 4 people I gotta deal with at home. I am okay, Bookie. Her, on the other hand, she got me. So it's like, I don't...
It is so crazy that when we started talking about that, like, the older we got, because we started realizing, like... I started realizing, like, how Monty felt at that moment. Mm-hmm. Like, it's just... You just never know nobody else's perspective.
Yeah, because I never told her.
Until
way late. And I couldn't... How can I expect neither one of them to receive it when it's, like... I felt a way too, like they felt a way too at the time too, and I didn't know that either. Yeah. About a man. Who would have known?
What? It was about a man?
Yeah, remember y'all thought I was choosing that man over y'all?
I mean, yeah, we asked you to spend a night and you don't want to spend a night, and then you gonna come back over here.
I went back the next day to go see that man, so I get it.
She went back over there with us because we was going to where the man was.
Exactly. That was in middle school, y'all. I'm not like that no more.
But yeah, but I feel like, honestly, like, I'm just so happy that, like, we even went through that.
Yeah, because if we didn't, like...
No more friendship.
Yeah, like, we definitely, like, at that age, sometimes you gotta, like... I'm just gonna sound wrong, but you gotta take for granted what you got and then realize how, like, you can't take that friendship for granted. Some people, it takes time to realize, like, dang, like... And we went through that when we was younger. When you older... I thought you already went through that lesson in life. We was young, trying to figure ourselves out, and we kind of took our friendship for granted. And look at us now. I wish I would.
I wish I bitch would. Anyways, y'all. But yeah, this was really good, and I really appreciate you for coming up here.
Of course.
I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Definitely follow my girl on all platforms. Monty Brazy on Instagram.
Yeah, that's really it. I'm gonna start building some more, but for right now, that's it.
Yeah, follow my girl on Instagram anyways.
We not perfect either.
We're not perfect.
We go through our ups and downs, but our ups and downs are little ups and downs.
And even if they are big up and downs, there are things that y'all can work through, but I think, like I said, it comes with communication.
Exactly. And don't be settling down. Like, don't settle for a friend who don't care about how you feel.
Friend relationships.
No, because sometimes you got to get rid of that person to find somebody who actually really do care.
Yeah, honestly. And that goes for anything. You have to let go of anything to get anything more.
Exactly. So. And then you might not, when I tell y'all, you might not want to, when I tell you, you might be dealing with a small mountain. God, once you get rid of that small mountain, God might have a bigger mountain.
Boom, right there.
Exactly, waiting for you right there. You don't realize it because you still stuck on this little mountain.
Yeah.
Y'all get rid of them people
Yeah,
who ain't adding nothing to your life. All they're doing is taking from it. Okay?
Yeah. And I feel like the most beautiful friendships are the ones that you do get to grow with.
Yeah, for sure.
You get to grow, you get to understand, and I just appreciate you for always holding that space,
of
for me to grow,
course.
because I do feel like you was a very big part in like everything that I came to knowledge about. So thank you. I love
of
you.
course.
Give me a hug.
Oh Lord.